Going on, everyone? We are doing a Wednesday night stream. I was bored and I decided to go live. Something well, the last stream I did, there was a certain topic, but that stream's not up anymore. So this is the first time in a while I've actually done a stream, just chilling. I guess I did one a week or so ago with Scott, I guess. Yeah. Um, but let's go ahead and have another stream. How's everybody been doing? I've been doing okay, I think. In terms of Star Wars, I've just been still reading, obviously, still reading the books, but I've been what I've been really trying to focus on is LegensCon, because that is coming up in just a few months, and it's crazy how close it's getting. I almost can't believe it. It's one of those things that it's definitely going to be the big highlight of my year for me next March. So I just can't wait, man. I cannot wait. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. So just can't wait, man. Um, yeah. And some of the Chris Avalon being announced, that was a great announcement. I cannot believe they got him to come. I'm hoping Drew will come as well, Drew Carpetion. He lives in Austin, so I'm hoping he's gonna come. I know that I've been told, take this with a big grain of salt, but I've been told that, there's some animosity there between him and Star Wars, so I don't know if he's coming or not. We'll see. Um, I don't know. I don't know anything, by the way. I'm not a part of that. I mean, I'm friends with Joe. I don't really know Kyle, but I am friends with Joe. Um, and from my understanding, well, I don't know what's going on. Um, so I don't know if they've contacted Drew. I hope they have. Um, so we'll see. But uh, in terms of what I've been reading, still reading the Plagueis book. I think I explained it last time I went live. I took a big break from reading Star Wars. I was reading X-Men, really a lot of Marvel stuff, but I'm back to reading Plagueis. I'm almost done with it. I have like I don't know how many pages I have left. I have to look, but I'm getting close to finishing it. So that's good. It's been a wonderful book, by the way. Definitely a top 10, top 5 maybe. It's such a wonderful book. Um, it's so well written. It's the prose is it's somewhat complex, but it's so easy to read as well. Of course, continuity is woven through it masterfully. In fact, there was a mention of Vitiate, which was cool. Which I knew that was going to happen. I knew that that was going to be a reference, but it was just cool to see it. And it makes sense. I know I've heard that one of the complaints people have against Lucino um, is when he writes, he like will just mention stuff just out of nowhere. But I didn't really feel like that's the case with this book. I felt like, every mention of a character from, you know, another book or whatever, another Sith, I felt it was, it made sense. It was proper. Like in Emperor Vitiate's case, um, I say Emperor Vitiate because that's what he was called. I guess by the time of Plagueis, that's what yeah, became known as is Emperor Vitiate. But Vitiate or Plagueis was kind of talking about essence transfer and the fact that Vitiate was really the only known user that actually did it successfully. Um, so it makes sense, and of course, with Plagueis and his studies and studying midichlorians, and it's actually interesting. He talked about how it was in Plagueis's opinion. Plagueis is basically like he felt that a lot of the reasons why the Sith failed in the Old Republic to, get eternal life is they didn't have an understanding of midichlorians, which I find really fascinating. That obviously, when most of that Old Republic stuff was coming out, midichlorians weren't really a thing yet. Um, and even then, KOTOR, um, it's not that they weren't necessarily a thing. A lot of those stories, actually, they were a thing. They had been a thing, but they just really weren't talked about at that time because I don't really think the EU authors knew how to put them in there. But it's interesting. Lucino's like, yeah, Plagueis it was in Plagueis's opinion that since they didn't have an understanding of midichlorians, it really made their, efforts kind of useless because it's a fundamental part of the Force, and when you miss that, it's hard to get to eternal life or whatever. Um, so I thought that was pretty cool. I thought that was a really cool reference. Made a lot of sense too. Um, it's just wonderful, because Plagueis is that novel serves a very important purpose, I feel like, in Star Wars, because it is not only the beginning of okay, not only is it sort of the end of the Bane lineage, or at least the beginning of the end for the Bane lineage, it's also the beginning of Palpatine era, right? Um, so it's I don't want to say it's the end of the Bane lineage because technically Vader is a part of it too, and so is Palpatine, but um, it's the end of when the Sith are in hiding. Let me say it like that. It's the Plagueis novel serves as sort of the end of when the Sith are in hiding, because obviously when Palpatine rises to power, you know, he's going to get his apprentice Maul, and Maul's going to reveal himself to the galaxy. But not just reveal himself, but reveal the Sith to the galaxy. Um, so it's sort of like a bridge point between the Old Republic and the prequels. And I think it's a I think the way Lucino has been creating that bridge was really nice. Um, it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful, wonderful book, and it also delves deep into the politics of Star Wars from the perspective of the Sith, of course. But if you want more politics out of Star Wars, even though that's that is a the politics in Star Wars can either be really boring or really interesting. Plagueis makes it interesting. The Phantom Menace makes it boring. Um, it's one of those things where it can either be done really well or really badly. Um, but it is an integral part of Star Wars, especially with, the prequel trilogy. Maybe not the original trilogy necessarily, but in the prequels, they're really important, the politics of it. And I think that's a really, really important side of Star Wars that I'm really glad Plagueis touched on. And it touches on it a lot. In fact, I'd say about 50% of it is focused on the Sith. Maybe more than 50%. But a good like 30% of the book is focused on politics and of that era, of course, right? And yeah, it's just wonderful. But I also wanted to talk about something else that I kind of want to tease. Um, Next month, so October, right? Um, Matt and I are doing a series on the expanduniverse.com. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to say anything more than that. What we're gonna talk about, I don't want to spoil it. All I'm gonna say is that for the month of October, Matt and I are going to be doing a little video series for the expanduniverse.com. Um, we filmed it yesterday. It was great, man. It was awesome. And I was so happy that he invited me to do that. Um, Yeah, it's awesome, and I can't wait to meet him because he's going to Legends Con too as well, and, I can't wait to meet him. I think it's gonna be great meeting him. Because for a lot of us, Matt is, I don't remember if I've talked about this before, but his video, he did a video. This is back before he'd even started doing Matt's Expanding Universe, but he did a video called From Beginning to End. And essentially, the video talked about Matt's journey, how he first learned about the Expanding Universe. Um, and towards the end of it, the end of that stream or video, he said some really kind words, and basically said, no matter what part of the fandom, I guess these words aren't necessarily kind, but they were really inviting for someone like me who, when I first watched that video, I didn't really know what part of the community I should join because at the time I was still a Disney Canon fan and I wanted to be more involved with the EU side of things, but I also didn't want to be judged for liking the new canon. Um, and Matt provided, sort of a perfect place where people like me who liked both canons, and to this day it's still like that, a place where people who like both canons can, um, you know, talk about the EU without being judged for liking the Disney canon. So, and Matt basically said that. He basically said, it doesn't even matter if we're gonna continue on with the new Disney stuff or whatever. As long as you like the EU, you're invited. And that was always something I really, really enjoyed about that video, and it still holds true to this day. In fact, I would recommend you guys go watch it. It's my favorite videos ever put out. Um, so after watching that video, that's when I started becoming more involved with the EU movement, and yeah, and then that's where I met people like Alex or Nazo in the chat, right? Um, or Max or Marcel, Brennan, um, Titus. Titus is now a really close friend of mine because of the movement. Um, and just so many other great people. It was through Matt, through that video, through his channel, is where um, met a lot of these great people. And I think a lot of them could say the exact same thing. Um, so it's wonderful. It's really wonderful when you think about it. There's so many people that have a lot of animosity towards the expanded universe, not the expanded universe, but the expanded universe movement, the EU movement. Um, and but they don't get it. They don't get it. Um, because they were never in the position that we were in. Because um, most of us are what was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Most of us were Disney Canon fans at one point. All right, I know Marcel was. I know he read a lot of it. I know. I think Alex was. I don't remember. I know Max was. Um, but a lot of us were Disney Canon fans, and when we found the EU movement, we found a place where we were still accepted for liking the Disney canon. Now I have you know, a, a hatred towards the new canon. Uh, I just do. uh, thanks, Dave, for that. But yeah, yeah, I saw all the fun you guys had. Cost too much? Yeah. I'm so incredibly privileged that I live where I live, so I essentially get free housing and I don't have to pay for transportation because I live like 20 minutes away from the convention. So I'm so 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 blessed. Um, I wish I could change it for other people. I wish, but you know, um had the convention not been where it's at, I wouldn't have been going. So yes, I'm yapping Max. You mean lucky moment? I'm literally lucky, like I'm incredibly lucky. Didn't you say you were gonna go to Legends Expo? And to I'm actually kind of glad I brought that up. You know, I uh I think the way we need to view Legends Expo um is even if our side of the fandom and their side of the fandom disagreed and there was a there was a falling out, we can at least say that we have two conventions or will have two conventions celebrating the expanded universe. I think that is a bright side of it. Is now we have two conventions, and there's two places where people can go to celebrate the EU. Um, I think that's wonderful, and I think that is a big bright side of it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're stupid, Max, or Titus for that. Since local, but I don't think it'll be the same without you guys. Yeah, that is because yeah, a lot of the movement people are going to LegensCon 2, not Legends Expo. I'm sure there'll be people there that you remember from the last con. I'm sure. At least a few people, I hope. Yeah, it is the silver lining for sure. Um, so yeah, it's and I don't know who I know that their convention is far behind ours. They don't even have a location picked out yet, let alone authors announced. I know that that really had nothing to do with the schism, you could say. Um, but I know Catherine, I believe she's her name is Catherine, the person running it. I know she had a really life-threatening accident, and it's obviously she's okay now, which is great, right? But that's kind of what put their convention behind. Um, but I'm gonna keep up with their convention, sort of. Well, they have me blocked on Instagram, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Um, I don't know. I hope it's successful. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope it's successful. Kind of like Paul and Silas having a polling episode. Yeah, exactly. It's great because anybody who wants to say, "Oh, the EU's dead. No one likes the EU anymore." Well, now we have two fan-run conventions coming up next year. So yeah, just keep me up to date. I think they said it was going to be in Burbank again, right? Oh, yeah, because that's where you're going, but or want to go. Just keep me up to date with the authors that are going. Um, yeah. I don't know if that convention will be successful though. I really don't because I feel like a lot of the reason why Legends Expo did well or Legends Con 1, excuse me, did well is because the EU movement was spreading it and talking about it. I don't know if they'll do good this time around. I hope they do, but I don't feel like they will. So that's a long story. Um, I'm gonna give you a rough rundown, and then yeah, yeah, Arthur will he knows better. Basically, there was a falling out between Kyle Rawlings, who runs Legends Con 2. He ran the first con, and Catherine, who was one of the directors of, she was one of the top people at the last con, working for Kyle. There was a big falling out, and they split, and it was a huge mess. Legends Expo, that is the one run by Catherine, and the Legends Con 2 is the one run by Kyle and Joe Bongiorno and Brennan and all those other people that are putting that con together. And then the Legends Expo, that's Catherine's con. Um, that's Swotorista, that's all that side of those group of people. Um, but their convention's supposed to be next year too, but they don't even have a location or a venue. Yeah, they have a location, Burbank, but Arthur, he has all the details. He knows more than I do, so Lance, I've used some of your videos before and enjoyed them. First time, yeah, appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of cool folks at Legends Expo. I hope so. Darksaber's great. Darksaber's great. You're definitely introducing your daughter to a really great it's great that you're introducing her to some great stories. I think she'd because of her age, I'd say she'd probably love Young Jedi Knights. I wish I read that at her age. Because I was infatuated at what, 15 is when I read it. So, but that series is meant for, well, maybe 10 is a little young. I don't know. Maybe we read Junior Jedi Knights. They both work. They both work. But that's a really, 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 really cool. That's a really cool thing that you're doing. Black Fleet Crisis. It's a I don't know, a little controversial. I didn't like it, but I kind of want to give it a reread. I think it deserves one, whenever that is. That is fair. They are definitely trying to hijack the Legends Con name. I'm not going to deny that, but I'm trying to be a little bit more positive with my outlook. And I don't want division. I don't like division. I hate it. But I'm not saying you're wrong, Arthur. I'm trying to provide a positive perspective. Nah, dude, they can't. No, 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 no. I don't know about that one, Titus. This is true. Kyle always had this was technically this was Kyle's idea, Kyle Rawlings, and then Patrick. I don't know his last name. He's in my server. Um, that was sort of their thing. They ran it together. They created it together. But after the drama, um, gosh, I hate when this happens. Patrick ended up giving all of his share of the company to um Kyle, and now Kyle owns it. So Kyle's always been the owner. He will always be the owner. Um, so that's why Legends Expo is the fake Legends Con, but it is what it is. Yeah, yeah. I mean that is true. But let them do whatever they want to do. I firmly believe that their convention will nowhere be as successful as the first one, and maybe ours won't either. But I think ours will be more successful. We already have a venue, we have a date, we have tons of authors, most of them great authors. You know, I think we're gonna be much more we're because it's like what's the Expo audience? Because most E fans nowadays, from what I've seen, are members of the movement. Most people who went to Legends Expo were supporters of the movement. So a lot of the, Joe Bongiorno supported the movement. Twin Sons was there. That's a movement supporter. I don't know. I don't see them doing that well. I hope I'm wrong. We'll see. Look, going I'm blind. We're going to reboats. We'll get there. We take turns. Okay, that's awesome. That is awesome. That's really cool. Claremont Run is Chris Claremont. It's a it's an X-Men run of comics written by Chris Claremont. And if you want to know what made the X-Men popular, it's the Claremont run. So, for sure. Mhm. Yep. It's great. I'm actually reading it right now. It's really good. It's definitely one of the more popular comic runs in history, the Claremont run. But I'm so excited for Legends Con, man. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. I think it's gonna be way better than the first one. Um, it's gonna be awesome. Gonna be awesome. And it's made by people who genuinely love the EU. That's all they care about is the EU. They don't give a damn about the new canon. They don't want the new canon to be anything close, anywhere near the con. Um, I just can't wait. I think it's gonna be great. You should catch up on Berserk. What's Berserk? Is it a comic book? Try to get Match to read it. He's always reading. He's not a big comic guy. I think he's big. He's much more of a novel guy. Um, so I don't know. Maybe he'll read it eventually. Who knows? So I'm excited to get into NJO. I actually found at a used bookstore a signed copy of Star Wars Shortening Signature, and that's awesome. That's awesome. I plan on getting my copy of Star by Star, my hardcover copy signed by Troy as well, because he's going to Legends Con. So I'm really excited for that. Um, NJO is the greatest part of the expanded universe. It's the big highlight of it. That is really where the expanded universe gets. Well, that's the best the EU has ever been. I don't think the EU will. In fact, that's the best Star Wars publishing has ever been. There's nothing new canon EU that is anywhere close to the kind of quality that the NJO was. It was absolutely amazing, and there's no other series or publishing project that is anywhere close to the NGO in terms of excitement, quality. Um, it's wonderful. Oh, okay. Really? That's interesting. And more bait, more bait. You haven't read NJO. Trying to bait me with that power bait, dude. Multimedia Project is probably up there though, but I don't think it solos NJO. Yeah, make sure she doesn't find out. Those are definitely something she doesn't want to get spoiled on. Those are some big deaths for sure. But be careful reading that to her because that series can get a little dark unless she can handle dark stories. But it can get dark in some areas. Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. So here's the difference. Every single book in the NJO is really good, but you can't say that about every single comic and novel in the multimedia project. So think of it like that. Plus, the multimedia project had so much in it. You know, it that and CCW. My understanding, that's kind of what made the Clone Wars such a convoluted era. There was just so much of it. I don't know, man. I think the NJO is peak. Yeah, but there's bad books, and there isn't any bad NJO books. That's the thing. That's the thing, Titus. I think NGO were very good, one third of the books, and then yeah. Have y'all read through all that already? Or are you just reading the post Jedi stuff? Let me reread what you said here. Oh, just post from Jedi. Okay, not everything yet. Well, technically, Wild Space isn't a part of the multimedia project. That was a Clone Wars TCW tie-in. So technically, it's not part of the multimedia project. The multimedia project encompassed stories from 2002 to 2005. Clone War stories, that is. Um, so Terra Tribe is okay. Republic Commando series is awesome. You need to read those Republic Commando books eventually. I've checked out some. Okay. The only person who likes Jedi Trial. Yeah, but Star by Star solos all of those books. So I don't know what you're talking about, Titus. Star by Star solos. Unless you're a Troy Denning hater, then maybe not. Now look, I've not read much of the multimedia project yet. I've read a little bit, just a few comics, not a whole lot, but I mean, we're comparing gold to gold, so can we at least both admit that they're gold? Okay. That's not a multimedia project book. I don't think it. No. Yeah, that's not a multimedia project, dude. Asked my daughter for an unbiased opinion on Acolyte, and she said I don't like it and explained the writing was weird and she'd like none of the characters. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, Titus, how about you read the X-Wing books, dude? You've already read one of them. Read Wedge's Gamble, dude. Come on, dude. I just said that as bait. You baited me, all right. Man. Ugh. What is everybody reading, by the way? Yeah, because he sucks, dude. Yes, Titus. Titus. Back to War has one of the best space fights in all of the EU. My daughter flipped when Booster's plan came together. That's awesome. That's really cool. So have you guys read every novel up until Darksaber? Or I feel like because when I was first going through it, I was a newbie. So I didn't actually realize that the X-Men books were had some good stuff in them. So I skipped them because I'm like, well, Luke is not in them, so I don't want to read them. Um, so I skipped over those. I skipped over some of those Del Rey books that were in between there. Um, but everything else I've read for the most part, I think. Yeah. I skipped the X-Men books. Oh, did she fall asleep reading those? Because those are a rough read. Booster is a pretty cool character. As he has a somewhat important role in the JO and a couple of books. Crickety old bastard. That's funny. But Bounty Hunter, I thought the first book was decent. It wasn't bad. It was enjoyable. The other two, awful. Awful, awful, awful. There's because by that point there was no more Bounty Hunter War. It was just awful. The first book was decent, but the other two sucked. Bounty Hunter Wars was mid. Reading A New Hope for a certain book club, which my stream, or I guess you mean for my stream next week. You're streaming next week, a book club? That's interesting. Ooh, I Jedi's my least favorite. Your daughter and I have some different your daughter and I have some different takes for sure. May, okay. That's awesome. I have not read any novelizations yet. That's something I certainly need to get on. Um, for sure. I know Titus doesn't like the Revenge of the Sith novelization. Isn't that right, Titus? Well, I think you said he just didn't really care for it, but I can't wait to read it because, from my understanding, it's the best novelization. Oh, that's interesting. Can't wait to read that then. It's okay. Face is my number one EU character. I heard he plays a major role in the Alston books in the NGO, which excites me. Ooh, I think he does. I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie, because it's been like 3 years since I read those books. Um, I think he does. He probably does. They're Alston books, so probably. Yeah, I Jedi's mid. I Jedi's mid. Ooh. It's funny. Ooh. 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 Careful with I've not read those X-Men books, so be a little careful there. Not that you have spilled anything, but just be careful. I'm in the same boat as Titus, dude. I haven't read any of the X-Men books. Well, I don't really know what else to talk about. Um, um, Mina, are y'all going through the comics or just the novels? Or oh my gosh.
The Jonkler has arrived.
Bro, you literally said, bro, I got homework and I don't feel good. I can't call you. And now you join my stream, dude.
You know, certain sacrifices have to be made for Fiendry.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I think you guys at least read Dark Empire. Because I think Dark Empire is pretty important to the overall story, which I'm sure you know that, but those are also really hard to collect, so So did Titus. Titus went through most of the comics. Ain't that right, Titus? Literally went through like all of them.
But what were we talking about? Hold on, dude. I'm looking at Arthur Lowry sent me. Hold on.
Uh,
All right, now what were you saying to me?
I said, you pretty much you've read pretty much like every single EU comic for the most part. So I was
Um,
saying that you could probably
pretty
get some good recommendations.
pretty much. The only things I haven't read are Rebellion. I read Empire. I don't plan on reading Rebellion because I'm not gonna get into that. But I ain't read Rogue Squadron. That's another ongoing. I always forget that ongoing even exists, honestly. But I haven't done that. But oh yeah, the Droids comics, uh, Ewoks, and that's about it. But the Marvel run, every other thing I've read.
Did you read Legacy Volume 2?
I forgot about it existing, bro. I put that in the same boat as like Rogue Squadron. Like I forget that exists. I need to read that.
Yeah. Did the audio drama? Okay, that works.
The audio dramas it's pretty entertaining. It's just that like it's kind of like a weird companion piece to ride off like the comic because there's so many new insertions of like story and plot line. Like what was it? Like Palpatine's like Tome of Evil or something like his dark side bibliography that Luke finds in Coruscant. Like that's not even in the comic. But I think that was like used in the audio drama to set up like Luke's journey into the dark side. I don't
Hmm.
know.
That's interesting.
Tom Veach isn't a big fan of how the audio drama kind of like adds a lot of different context that he didn't really entirely intend.
Good old Tom Veach, bro. Rogue Squadron is pretty good. Sunterfel's in it. That's really the only reason why I'm going to read those comics is Sunterfell. I have one of them, the first one. Dark Part 2's audio drama partly contains Lightsider. Did you know that, Titus? Dark Part
I
2's audio
believe
drama
so because
partly
like
contains
I know
Lightsider.
they talk about the battle on like the old forgotten city between what was the character's name? Cam Solusar, like Luke. I think they reference
Yeah,
their battle. So yeah, that does contain like part of Lightsider.
that's
At least the
interesting. I
plot
didn't
of
know
it, the
that.
gist of it.
That's interesting because there's a lot of canceled EU books. Escape from Dagu's very similar, where the basic premise of the plot has been mentioned in EU sources. Like I think I don't remember exactly where Escape from Dagu was mentioned, but there's a mention that Shakti went on a planet called Dagu and there was like a prisoner revolt or something there, and she won. That was mentioned somewhere.
The
I don't remember. I have to
references
look
in
that up.
the HoloNet news.
There you go. So it is kind of cool how a lot of those stories that were canceled, the basic premise of the plot comes is was made canon.
Yep.
Yeah, read the X-Men books, Titus.
I'll read them eventually, man. I'll get to like the comics and I'll get the Wedges Gamble, but not now. I will say though about Lightsider that like Lightsider kind of like how I feel about like Attack of the Clones. And what I mean by that is that it's kind of like pertinent that you read something else to better understand the actual thing. Like I feel like Attack of the Clones only fully makes sense within the context of the EU. And with
Mm,
like Dark Empire too, I don't really feel like it makes sense if you read Lightsider because otherwise you're just kind of thrown into the meat of it. You don't really know who the hell Cedrus is. You don't know where Cam Solusar just came from. Um, I just think Lightsider just kind of properly sets up stuff that happens in Dark Empire too.
right. I think that's super. That's fair. I think.
That's why it's a damn
I
shame
don't
this shit
know.
got canceled. My bad.
You said what?
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you, dog. I was saying that, like, that's why it's a damn shame that like Lightsider got like canned because it is kind of like essential. But go on, read the comment.
Well, at least we have it now. But anyway, this is pretty cool that y'all went through Heart of the Jedi as well. What y'all think of it? I thought the book was not very good. I know it kind of ties into today, but read Skywalker's Clone Wars story. Well, see, the difference is with Skywalker's is that was officially released on StarWars.com, so that's actually considered canon. Well, considered canon within the EU timeline. That is. So I think that's a little. I think Skywalker's is different because it is actually canon. But it was never canon. Oh my gosh. Says I just found it underwhelming. Do you see the OWL SE production narrowing the section that's the creation of the galaxy? I didn't. Send it to me. Oh, AI. AI, I'm stupid. But no, I have not seen that, no. But send it to me though, Arthur. Hey, Titus,
What do you want, my good sir?
when are you gonna read Supernatural Encounters?
You almost made me bust out laughing, boy. You almost made me bust out laughing. And my throat hurt, and I'm about to bust out laughing, dude. Like it's. Like, why you gonna read
What?
Supernatural Encounters?
What's your favorite?
When I lay down, die on my back, that's where I'm gonna read it.
Oh my god!
Like when I'm truly done with the EU, bro. Like when I read like every novel, every like droids comic I don't want to read, then I will read Supernatural Encounters.
I
Begrudgingly.
mean, that's kind of how SE is designed. You know, they're supposed to read that after everything else, but
There's a whole lot of
that
shit,
was
man.
okay.
1,000 pages. Goddamn.
Oh my gosh. Thought it was okay. I like the concept of the Empire making an early attempt at a truce with the Alliance immediately after Endor and it going nowhere. Yeah, there was a lot of cool concepts in the book. I just didn't think any of it really paid off. Hello, funny dude.
Funny dude. Blue Pig.
Is that Blue Pig?
I don't know. I just said that.
Funny dude, Blue Pig.
Blue Pig. Blue Pig.
They're making one right now. But I don't know if anyone else has like made one of their own, but Joe's making one right now. Yeah, it's a lot you should probably read. Grudgingly. Shall do his duty. Yep. Do your duty, Titus. Do your duty.
That's my solemn oath as an EU fan.
What, I thought you said you sold your collection. What happened?
Dude, I should have sold my collection.
Oh my god.
I should have, dude. You know how rich
Nah,
I would
dude.
be? You know how rich I would fucking be if I sold my goddamn collection?
What, $200?
Hell no, man. I own some fucking valuable ass source books. Like, I'd be rolling in bank.
Congratulations.
I should have sold it, dude. I should have fucking sold it.
Oh, what source books? What source books?
It was a Clone Wars campaign guide, Galaxy of War. What was the other one? I think Force Unleashed 1.
Damn.
What was the other one? Not the KOTOR one.
Yeah,
I think Galaxy of War was the most valuable one.
I never heard of it.
It's got a little Phase 2 clone trooper on the cover of it. It's What is it? It's Wizards of the Coast.
Nice. I really want to get the New Jedi Order source book by Wizard of the Coast. I really want to get that, but I don't have any money. So, what
See you
happened to
later,
Blue Tick?
Moon.
Um, I don't know what happened to him. I don't care either. Eh. Well, I don't know if he still watches my streams or not, but um, I can't ever see his comments because I haven't blocked from commenting. Silas working on one with Joe's Blessing. The narrator, Robert, is Masterclass. The video I'm talking about is a channel where he plans to adapt. Oh, that's cool. Hello, who, Lexus? Did I say that? Welcome. Gotta go, need to go. Alright. Good night, Mina. It was nice meeting you. Is Marcel still working on it, Arthur? Because I know that he was going to be part of it. I don't know if he's still doing it now. I have to ask him, but Ugh. Arthur just sent me the whatever it's called. The AI reading of SE. Maybe. Yeah, Marcel, I miss his old videos. I wish he would upload. I get he's really busy with stuff right now, but I wish he would do some more videos. Maybe he is doing more videos. I actually don't even know because I don't ever check people's channels. Let me see. Oh yeah, he hasn't done a video in a few months. Um, love Arthur's content. Yeah, it's great. Bait. Speak of the devil.
You summoned them, dude. You summoned
I
them,
summoned
dude.
I summoned the revanchist himself.
He's trying to bait you, man. He's trying to bait.
In a quite literal sense, Scott. This is bait. Actually baited them and they fell for it and they blocked me.
They fell for the bait. Fell for the bait.
They bit the bait.
I baited you. I baited you.
I'm glad they freaking blocked me, dude. I love getting blocked. How'd they block me? Because I exposed them on my Instagram. I said, um, that is the fake Legends Con, and they blocked me within like an hour or so after I published it. They just blocked me. They 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 um they spam reported my story on Instagram, so the story was taken down, and then they blocked me. So yeah, good old days. I'm so glad I'm off that platform though. Twitter was horrible. And the couple of times that I've logged on since then, like on other accounts or on my alt account, I should say, which I don't have anymore anyway. But anyway, it only got worse. So I'm so glad I left that platform. And it's not just bad on the Star Wars end of it; it's bad like everywhere. And everybody tell you, it's like the whole like cape shit part of it sucks too.
We don't talk about comic book Twitter. We don't talk about comic book Twitter because it's I can't even freely get into the nitty gritty of like what is the problem with comic book Twitter on the stream, like because it'll get too political. I can't. I
Too
can't.
political. That I understand. It's literally the same way to with Star Wars Twitter, from what I remember. People would always make it about politics in somewhere. Good. They need to get mad at their story getting canceled. See how it feels. Hey, it's not a good feeling, is it? That story also sucks, so I ain't even mad. I ain't even mad, dude. Alright, so when are you gonna watch The Acolyte, dude?
When I'm suffering brain spasms and I can't like function no more. Like when I'm like suspended in like a vegetative state, and the only thing I can do is like watch The Acolyte. It's true. It is true.
Bruh. Oh my gosh. Good luck with that, because a lot of them big channels anyway, like Star Wars Theory. It's funny though, because Star Wars Theory, that dude has like what 3 million subscribers, but he only gets like 50,000 views per video. It's kind of funny. That math don't add up there.
Bro's got bot subscribers.
Literal sense.
It's either that, bro, just like his content's not engaging no more, man.
I mean,
It's just
yeah, he's
fleeting.
always posting about drama and shit.
I mean, even like the current Star Wars projects, dog. Like how many views are those Acolyte reactions really raking in?
Shit. The Acolyte itself didn't even rake in a lot of views. It was like the lowest viewed of all the new Disney Star Wars crap that they've uploaded or put on Disney Plus, which is
There you
sad
go.
because I don't even think the Acolyte's the worst of it all. I still think Obi-Wan's worse, but whew,
There you go.
I don't feel bad for them. Those are the same people that worship that show said the EU it was good that EU got canceled. I don't feel bad. I told them Lucasfilm's gonna adapt. Well, even then, it's like if a story sucks and I say sucks, but if it's not getting views and if it's getting review bombed, then financially that wouldn't be the best decision to keep making it. But I don't know. I think the like the girl who portrayed what's her name? The main character, May. She basically said the show failed because Star Wars fans are racist and sexist. So yeah, that's totally the reason why it failed. Oops. Risky ideas to be really good at books and comics, of course. The good ideas, which even then I don't even know about that one. That's what I've heard, and that's why I'm really glad to not buy that freaking game. Comics for low risk compared to series. Well, I regret watching The Acolyte. I regret spending what, like 5 hours watching that. So yeah. You know what? Maybe if Lucasfilm back in 20, what, 13, 14, whenever they did this, maybe if they didn't get rid of LucasArts and just used the in-house gaming company that they already had, instead of just getting rid of it and then selling it to EA and Ubisoft, who are some of the worst video game developers ever. Um, it just goes back to that one decision that they made 10 years ago. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. We ain't gonna talk about that. We ain't gonna talk about that now, so we ain't talking about that.
And bro hasn't took the Wilkins oath.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Titans.
Well, what do you want?
Are you gonna go see the Mandalorian and Grogu movie?
You ask a lot of funny jokes tonight, don't you?
Well, you're not gonna go see it?
What was the first thing he said to me? First, he said something about supernatural encounters. Then he said some shit about what was it? Oh yeah, the
Um,
Acklo said, "Are you gonna watch the Acklo?" They're like, "Are you gonna watch the Grogu and Mandalorian?" Like, do I look insane to you, dude? Like, it's just I'm not watching that. Like, it's I can't say the word I want to use, but like, you know what I mean? Like,
what
it's
fake?
slop. No, it's slop.
I think it would, but maybe I'm wrong. Hell no. That trailer looked like crap, dude.
But that Minecraft movie, that shit look hilarious, but in like the worst way
It looks
possible.
stupid, dude. It looks so stupid.
In a bad way, it looked funny. I don't
But
know
Jack
why.
Black wearing a
Why is
blue.
it live action? Like, why is it
Because
live
they're
action?
stupid. For some reason, people like to take, or filmmakers like to take these kind of properties that are obviously not in the real world and then throw real people in it. I don't get it. They've done it with Sonic, with Minecraft. They're doing it with what other crappy movies have they done it with? Um, I don't know, but I can't stand it. So no, I'm not gonna go see that piece of crap. The Wilkins Oath. Glee. Um, I was never going to experience any Disney Canon stuff again, but I didn't. I didn't. Broke the oath. Titus, you see this question, dude?
Is Vegeta a jabroni? I I uh I have no comment, Marcel. No comment, dude. No comment.
It's your jabroni, dude.
No comment, dude. No comment.
Oh my gosh. I think Vegeta is a jabroni.
Nah, man.
It does. Oh, my bad. Yeah, it's a really dumb movie. Just play the game. Yes, because that's all that dude is good at. And the fact that they he looks like Jack Black. He has his beard, he has his hair. They just put a blue shirt on him and said, "Your name is Steve." Uh, terrible, terrible casting, terrible costume, just terrible. The movie looks awful. I'm not excited for it. I mean, yeah, that's true. Guys, look at this shit, dude.
What? Some
Look at
pit
this photo.
someone put Jack Black in a star shirt and said he was Steven from Steven Universe. Dude, Lance, don't you love Steven Universe?
When it first came out, yeah. It kind of got retarded as the show went on, though.
I bet the bait. I baited you.
I bet you.
Dude.
Bruh.
Calm down, dude.
I got some chemicals to burn your eyes with now. What? Lance likes crystal lesbians. What? I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. Hmm. Why is Jason Momoa dressed like he's in an 80s hairband? Because he is, dude. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. It's not like Shatterpoint. You know, that's actually a bad book. He didn't bite the bait, guys. He didn't bite it. Titus, did you hear me, dude?
Nah, dude. I heard you, dude, but like I didn't bite the bait.
Bro. Yep. Well, guys, it's been an hour. I think I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. So thank you all very much for joining. Titus, thank you for joining. I will see you guys next time. You have a good night. Thank y'all.